So somehow, when I was uploading the result of the giveaway for Xanathar's Guide to Everything, the original video got deleted. And I don't know how I did that somehow. So anyway, what you're going to see is the original video re-uploaded. And please just ignore the giveaway mention. All right, so here we got Xanathar's Guide to Everything, the first unearthed arcana style book for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And if this image on the cover here looks kind of familiar, it sort of mirrors the old AD&D Unearthed Arcana tome here. And much like that book, which had information on, for both the DM and player, this one does as well. So first off, we've got a whole lot of new subclasses and tweaks to go through, which really gives the players a lot more options. I mean, you can modify Dungeons and Dragons enough as it is, but this gives you a whole lot of new options here. They don't really do much with the races. They did include a couple of new races with an earlier book, but this is the first real, I wouldn't say it's an overhaul, because these are basically just adding in new options for the various classes, and gives you some stuff to work on your background to give some color to them. It's a lot of this appeared online in the Unearthed Arcana articles. There is generally 3 new subclasses per class. Like the Bard here, they talked about colleges, and College of Swords, I remember looking through online. I'm pretty sure that all of these, at one point or another, appeared online or worked through Wizards with their Unearthed Arcana system through their website. Tweaks to the beast shaping of the druid. This is an interesting, the samurai is a new available subclass for the fighter, and in the Faerun there's an area which is not really explored in the official volumes yet of the 5th edition, but is inspired by the old Oriental adventures. So, the Cavalier on horse. Seeing a druid on horseback is always kind of weird. So, monk, the paladin, new availabilities for the ranger, the rogue, the swashbuckler. One of I like the swashbuckler. Gives it a little bit more of a seafaring type of. Definitely wizards and warlocks. So, and then let's see here. We get into some of the background traits. These are, again, ideas, not rules. Full of table and dice rolls, they don't make up a rule system. You can use as much or as little of this material as you desire, and that is what I really like about the 5th edition here, is that it gives you all of these options, and you take and use as much or as little as you need to. So, like the origins, I've, worked with my players to come up with their own origin story. But if you want to, go random, you can, what's your birthplace? What were your parents like? How many siblings do you have? What was your family like? And then, what kind of choices did you make as a kid? What kind of training did you do early on before you began your adventuring? Any significant life events? So these are some really cool racial feats. So there's a few new racial feats which they don't basically. I liked the racial feats that were already in the player's handbook. I thought that was enough, but again, and this is up to your party and your DM. You can tweak this as much as you need to or not. Elven accuracy, so you can increase your dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1 to a maximum of 20. And then whenever you have an advantage on an attack roll, you can re-roll one of the dice. That's not a bad feat. So the Dwarven Fortitude, increase your Constitution by 1. And then whenever you take dodge, let's see, the luck of the halfling, increase your score by 1. When it hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force that creature to re-roll. Kind of like once per combat, it seems. So there's some racial tweaks for you that are available. That's a cool illustration. Owlbear. So the DM section gives you new tools and ways to figure out things. Proficiencies. It's like a character says they want to do something. Well, how do you figure out whether or not they can? This gives you an idea. So I think this is the 5th core book, along with the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, which really worked on the geography, but also did have some racial stuff and some new spells and stuff like that. And this is absolutely going to be necessary for players and dungeon masters. So you're going to need the player's handbook, the dungeon master's guide, the monster manual, Volo's guide to monsters, the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, and then this one. So I would actually pick up the player's handbook, the dungeon master's guide, the monster manual. Those 3 you absolutely have to have. And then I would pick up the Xanathar's. I keep wanting to call this Unearthed Arcana. That's how old school I am. But you got to pick up the Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and then go with Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide and Volo's Guide to Monsters. So here we've got more feats. new stuff on spell casting and monsters, dealing with multiple monsters, coming up with some quick encounters in different encounters in different areas. You know, are you in the grassland? What kind of level are they at? Forest, hills, the mountain. Silver dragon, a fire giant. Oh, and yeah, because the swamp, you're not going to find an adult silver dragon necessarily in the swamp, especially when you're level 1 to 4. You know, that's just not going to happen. But you could find, you know, a young black dragon, you know, in the swamp. So, definitely not in the Underdark. That's definitely not going to happen. So, traps, you know, it gets expanded here quite a bit on traps. This is something I really need to read through myself. Yeah, there's multiple pages on traps here. So, yeah, definitely expands on what is in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Stuff on downtime, which I don't really get into in my game. But that's me talking about purchasing a magic item, which actually is can be quite useful. You know, you can't just, you know, walk up and say, "Oh, I'd like to buy, what is it, a +3 shield." You know, is it available? How much will it cost? What will you have to do to get it? All these things. So, definitely some great stuff here. Yeah, going more in depth on magic items. Gives you a couple of other additional magic items. Tankard of sobriety. You can drink ale, wine, or any other non-magical alcoholic beverage poured into it without becoming inebriated. Has no effect on magical liquids or substances such as poison. Unbreakable arrow. That's cool. Question mark worked into the head of a key. 5% chance of unlocking any lock. Once it unlocks something, the key disappears. Huh. So, anyway, new tables on magic items, and then a whole lot of spells. A whole lot of spells. A whole lot of spells. This is great stuff here. You know, and as with any game, it is up to the Dungeon Master what spells are and are not available at the outset. You can make some of these spells newly and readily available, or you can put one of them on a scroll, only attainable on a scroll in a chest at the end of a dungeon that has been sitting there for hundreds of years. You know, it's definitely something, or, you know, maybe only one wizard in the town of Waterdeep knows the spell Whirlwind. You know, and maybe he'll teach it to you, maybe he won't. So that I think is pretty darn cool. And then talking about just some general stuff about running a game, creating your options for creating characters, stuff like that, which, sheesh, it's a lot. And then that's that. So, That is Xanathar's Guide to Everything. And I have always liked these covers here with the illustrations. I like how it shows. I like the artwork on these. You know, it shows Xanathar in his lair with his pet fish, and you know he's got his treasures here in front of him. Much like this old book here, which has the wizard in front of his tome, you know, looking it up in his I guess wizard's laboratory. However, Wizards of the Coast did send along a copy of the limited edition in your friendly local neighborhood game store only cover variant of Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So the contents are all exactly the same, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be giving this copy right here away. So what you need to do is comment on here, on this post, why you need this book. You comment on this video why you need this, and let's see here. Let me give it a couple of weeks, and actually, you know what? Until let's say December 1st. December 1st, 2017 is when I will close the comments and give this book away. And you know, let me know why you need this tome. So, do me a favor, hit the like button, share it, comment why you need it, and hit the old subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos. Thanks for checking this out, and good luck. As mentioned before, the original video got deleted somehow. So the giveaway is no longer in effect. What follows is the result of the original video's giveaway. All right. Hey, and as always, thanks for watching. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the giveaway for my Xanathar's Guide to Everything. I got 12 comments that are legitimate. The number 13 was actually the update asking like who the winner is. So, sorry, that was my finger there. I got my 12-sided die, and we're gonna roll it and see which comment wins. No, okay. Try this again. Number 9. Is it a 6 or 9? 9. Because the 6 looks like that. So that was the 9. So we're going to go top down. So that would be, that doesn't count because that's not included, because that's a double. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's number 9. Okay, so Adrian Surian, you are the winner. I'm hopefully going to contact you, and we'll get this get the book to you. Congratulations on winning.